Good morning, guys. You join me back out on the bank on the club water. I haven't fished it for a good few weeks now. I think it's the 6th of May, 7th of May, something like that. So I haven't fished it since the beginning of April, where I did a bit of a social with my mate. So yeah, just getting back out on the bank now. And I'm set up in peg 16, where I was when I had the flurry of fish. I got one rod out on the island, and I've just looked to my right, and there's fish all up in the high up in the water column to my right. So I'm gonna chuck out a zig just within that general area. I've never caught a fish on a zig, so I don't have much confidence, but no time like the present, and I can see them. Failing that, maybe a controller float with some pellet or ball of maggots or something like that, as I've not got any sort of floating bait with me. So that's the plan for today. So a little bit of an update, really. As I mentioned, I tried, so obviously seen all the fish up in the water. Tried like a little ball of maggots, so it's right down under the float. That didn't work, but I think the maggots are a little bit dead for that, so there's not much movement. So I've just put a wafter on, so it doesn't pop up, and it just sits just above the hook nicely, but a little bit under the float, and not getting much action. There is still some fish up in the water, but I feel like it's an exciting way of fishing. I'm watching what's going on and whatnot, rather than just sitting on two rods on places that they've been showing fish. So I'll give this another hour or so, have some lunch, then put the left-hand rod back on the spot for the afternoon. Fingers crossed we can get one from just on top of the surface or just under. Let's carry on. You're not going to believe what's just happened. Left rod ripped off on the corner of an island, struck into it. It was just flat rodding me, going. Tried to stop it, couldn't stop it, and it's cut me off just on the edge. So one run, one loss. Right, I'm gonna re-rig this rod and get it back out there. And it felt nice. Didn't feel like slowing down at all. So absolutely gutted, but that's what fishing is about. Let's try again. Well, I've just finished my brew and thought I'd show you the spot where I'm fishing. So as you can see, it's like the edge of an island. I was fishing just beyond that. So as the fishers took the bait, it's gone round to the left, round the back, and I just couldn't get it back round, and it snapped me off on that low-hanging tree, I believe. I retrieved the lead, which is good, so it's just got a hook in its mouth. So yeah, fingers crossed that can come out safely. But the main thing is that the weight, I still had the lead, which is good. So just put the rod back out. I showed you where the fish had took me. I finished my brew. The rods have pretty much been motionless, maybe the odd liner, but fish have been showing in the areas where the rods are. So I was confident. It was literally just a matter of time, and the left-hand rod came out of the blue. A couple of tiny little beeps, and then it was gone. Rod bending, almost bending round, aligning with the spot. Line being stripped off the reel. So yeah, came at a surprise, but I'm sat, arm's distance away from the rods almost. So I was straight on it. It was just the fact it was my left-hand rod. I couldn't get the tip in the water. But I think if it happens again, I'm gonna sacrifice that right-hand rod and just get the tip in the water, try and turn that fish as quickly as I can. So yeah, fingers crossed we can get another one on the bank. I'm sat in the shade now, which the sun was a little bit unbearable before, but now it's not too bad, and it's still at 20 degrees, it says. So I'm surprised that there's the fish is potentially feeding, which is good. So yeah, if anything changes, I'll be sure to keep you up to date. just got the bivvy up. Even though it's been red hot all day, you know, like 23, 24 degrees, and checking the weather, it's meant to, well, there's a chance it might rain at around midnight till about 2, well, from about 11 till about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and that's the last thing that I want to be doing, is setting a bivvy up at that time. So I've literally just got the bivvy out, no door on it, no ground sheet, nothing, so didn't take too long. Where did I leave you last time? I think I left you having just lost that fish, and since then I've had another run, struck into it, struck into nothing really, and it must have been a savage bite, like almost pulled the rod off the pod. And it's fishing pretty tight, and it was just stripping line on the pod as well, struck into that, nothing. I don't know what had happened there. So got that rod back out, and I've thought, and I didn't know, but I'd forgot that I had my waders in my barrow, so I put my waders out. So if I do hook a fish on that left hand rod and it does the same again, I'll just get in with the waders and get a better angle so I can walk out and actually come round. So fingers crossed, if I do get another run on that left hand rod, I'm able to get it in the net and hopefully landed. It's getting a little bit busy now. I think I've seen at least, I'm right at the back of the complex. 4 people have been, and then, you know, had a little chat with me, spoke to me. A man called Andy's just about to set up at the side of me on the left hand side. He's going to fish in between the dot islands. My rod's on the outside of the dot island on the right hand side. He's going to fish on the inside, so he just came over just asking about that, him and his mate. So Andy will be in this peg, and I assume his mate will be on the next peg along. Yeah, so it's getting busier now. You know, most people are going to be finishing work. It's about 20 past 4, so I'm expecting people to be even right at the side of me, just there. We'll see what happens. So yeah, I'll keep you up to date. I've got the waders on, which can only mean one thing. As predicted, the left rod went again. Quickly made my way in to the water to stop it from going round, and we've got a lovely scaly one. Gonna quickly get the rod back out, and then we'll get it out and have a look at it. This could potentially be another PB. I'm not too sure. My PB is only £22, but looking at it, it's really wide, so it could well be. Right, let's get the rod back in and sort it out. Well, there we have it. After losing 2, well, one properly won, and then second one struck into nothing. Third time lucky, I suppose. I got straight into the waders, straight in the water. And as soon as it was out in open water, I knew you just had to take it easy and bring it back in, bring it home. So yeah, lovely looking scaly one, caught on the double sweet corn, or the fake corn as always. The tactic hasn't changed even coming into summer, still the same, and it's still producing bites. So get this one back now and try and get some more in the bank. Final update before we go into bed. I've lost another, or should I say? Yeah, or missed another. Had one bream, so looking good so far. I'm moving into the night now. Rod's reset. It's looking like it should rain a little bit. So put everything in. Hunker down, watch a bit of YouTube, and hopefully get some fish during the night now. If I get any carp, I'll let you know, but if it's just bream, I probably won't bother, and I'll see you in the morning if it's just bream. If not, well, as promised, I would only update you in the morning, and what a night that was for bream action anyway. I think I tallied up 10 bream altogether, and the run stopped at about 3-ish, just after 3. I hooked into something big. It took me around the island, snagged me up. I got in the water with my waders, see if I could get a different angle on it. Nothing, so I had to pull for a break on that. Luckily it was only the rig. So yeah, I was persevering with my boat all night, just trying to get through to the carp and, you know, potentially catfish. But sadly, nothing came about. So I've just got the rods out now. So I just take them and I'll reposition them back onto the actual spots, because it's a bit harder during the night. But even though it paid off, I probably wasn't fishing as accurately as I would have liked. So I'm going to redo the rods now. But before we do that, we'll have a look at the rig that's caught me all the fish, even though it is just bream today. Well, sorry, actually no, I forgot, we caught the 19-pound mirror. So yeah, I'll show you the rig and then I'll get these rods back out. So this is the rig that I've been using. It's just a very simple Illusion D-rig on a lead clip to some fake sweet corn, and that's the one that's done all my fish recently. And because this sweet corn's so buoyant, I've just put a shot there to keep it down, so on the bottom it'll just sit like this, and it's the one that's been bringing me all the fish. Very simple yet effective. There's been a little bird found in a tree, stuck on some lines. The bailiff's gone out in the boat and rescue it. All in a day's work. On another note though, probably last half an hour, bivvy's away, stuff's more or less all packed, ready to go. Final knockings, gents. See if we've got a take.